anything with Otter. I've got somebody to coach me. I'm not going to get into trying to. There's so much it does, and what I need is a little slice about this big, and and knowing how to sort. But like those are some of the smart things. I know. I just know that this could be very helpful to me, but I need to be led through it. For me to figure out how to use Otter is going to take more energy than I've got. But I'll find a coach and get into it. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Tell me about this nice lady and what her name is. And
Oh, yes. In fact, I'm recording now.
yeah,
And
now you don't need to, okay, because you can send it to me later. Okay, I got it. Yeah,
can do that. And also I can put it into chat
yeah.
on the
Okay.
sidebar on Zoom. I have chat up, so it's Sean
Okay, I've got a piece of paper here now.
Shapiro. I'm trying to save you from that, but you're not.
Oh well, yeah, I'll allow myself to be saved. I won't pay any attention to the paper.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I've got the chat going. If you know how to open that in Zoom, and I've
Yeah,
got a name
I
up.
do.
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
you're right there. Um. So yeah. So Shauna was teaching a workshop, a week-long workshop at Esalen. I've taken it twice actually with Dan Siegel and another professor from Berkeley who's an awesome presence in the community and has an amazing project called Greater Good, which has all kinds of sub projects under it. And a brain scientist from Florida. So quite a crew. And it was called Mindfulness, Connection, and Awe, I think, something like that. It was a fantastic workshop. So I reached out to her this week and I said, Shawnee, I don't know if you remember me, but before COVID, you said you'd help us. She said, oh, absolutely, I remember you. And yes, I'd love to talk to you. So the reason I thought of her first is because when I talk to her, I get an amazing burst of energy.
Mhm.
I don't know if I've ever experienced that extent before. And talking to her briefly yesterday just reminded me extraordinary because she's just a super busy. She's got 4 kids, a number of books. She's a professor, psychology, unbelievable. So she is going to introduce me to her publisher, which is Sounds True. And they've got folks like Eckert.
I know we got Sounds True.
Yeah. And I also offered to introduce her to how to use chatbots and AI.
Good.
And she said, oh, yeah, I should probably learn a little bit about that. So,
Well, you may have a night job teaching your colleagues how to use what they need out of that. Yeah.
I already have that. Yeah. And I was thinking, anyway, it's a great um, gift I can give others to help empower them to be more productive. And so that's kind of fun. So I reached out to her, and I've reached out to Julie DeRose at
Yeah.
PI.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking to her tomorrow, and we're going to be talking about maybe offering continuing education units for our nature retreats and whatnot when we're training professionals, and we're working on an online course for professionals too. So CEUs, and they're trying to get an education program up and running. And I've got a bunch of crazy ideas that never stop. But one is to collaborate on a book, like the whole group, just get into a single document and self-organize and create a book for the public. I don't know if they go for it or if it'd be of interest, but how can we capture all this wisdom and get it out to people? So I'm talking to Julie tomorrow about education and CEUs. and perhaps carrying our programs along with their other offerings.
Good, good. Wow. To get your programs listed with, as an offering of someone who has other things to do is a real great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So do you do you have a little module set up now? So it's a 2 hour on earthworms and enlightenment, or 4 hours on chipmunks and or how are you? What is it you're offering to do for other professionals who see your mode as a potentially useful training tool?
actually, that you had the title partially right. It's actually Chipmunks and Chats. We just had this call this morning, which was a follow-up to our outdoor gathering that we did in September with the PPI Collaboratory in San Francisco.
Okay.
I recorded that with Zoom, and I will share that with you after this call, because I went into a fair amount of detail about what our coursework would look like, and you might enjoy that.
You know what? I'm just thinking when you said that, you could do that for the next PPI rendezvous. They have things before and after in Denver that are outdoorsy sorts of things. And when you talk to what's her name, put that on your list of possible things that you could do.
I'm taking notes. Got to get Otter back online, because that transcription is such a nice feature. In fact, it can even apparently sort out what the action items are and separate those out somehow. Outdoor event.
If you look at their brochures, they'll have things. It's usually whitewater rafting or something like that.
Yeah.
That you can come in a little early and do, or stay a little late and do. And you could do that in addition to, or offer that in addition to having a breakout session during the.
Yeah.
And you might look at being a sponsor. Okay, it's $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000. It's not all the money in the world, but it would sure get you, if you have a budget for what you're doing. That's an audience that I would think it's worth spending money on if you have any to spend.
I like your suggestions, and I think we could maybe do a pre-conference workshop, which would be maybe a mini version of I call it digital training, but it would really be hybrid. We have, our thoughts are to make it, I think we said 15 sessions, like every other week for 20 minutes, just a recording with homework, not a recording, but a live thing with recording supplements, and then some outdoor activities. Hopefully some people can attend in person here, but if not, they can go out into their local area and practice some of the nature connection exercises that John recommends. But the pre-conference idea would be a great way to introduce people to that.
I mean, you get people up there, they're going to come anyway, and come a day early.
Mm.
And I've got two I want you to, wrestle or get two I'm thinking of in our little Austin group that really need to. Jay Coles, the guy that has you recorded. he is the family office manager, manages 150 trusts. He has all these,
Oh, he gave the presentation.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, this would fit in so well. He could take, they, you know, have all the money in the world, and he's working. If you look at the notes, he's going down to 5 and 6 year olds in his family network for acquainting with. Okay, and then there's another guy called Michael. I'll say what Michael's last name is in a minute. That especially, you know, is sort of an off the wall, unusual family wealth consultant.
Mm.
What do you call a maverick sort of a guy?
Uh-huh.
And he just shows up and takes families to do different things, you know, without a lot of forethought sometimes. But he would be he would use this in his work pretty readily. But Jay could be a regular customer. He could take 10 people a month out there, and
Oh man,
that's neither here nor there. But you just keep coming to Austin-PPI, where and just be people in Jay's position are total pestered all the time. I mean, by great ideas. So,
mm.
I snuck under the radar to get him to tell us about this, and what you've got recorded there is an amazing. I'm working with him to try to get him to take it to. It's a series, it's a book or a series of articles or something, so that this can get out to a wider audience. And and he's just sitting on it. I mean, it's like, but that's the corner you get put into at the level of wealth that he's managing. Okay.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I don't think you just go to him and say, here's a good idea. Have you thought of this?
Well,
But by osmosis and the opportunity to, just, I think you'll gain some credibility, and I'll do what I can to direct, direct that to happen, because it's good for him and his family. I mean, this is not a,
mm.
It would serve them to know of your program, and I'm interested in bringing value to people, as you know.
Oh man, well, I'm getting those sort of gratitude goosebumps going here. Thank you, thank you. Would you be willing to provide an introduction to Jay? Like,
No, you don't. You're there.
Okay.
Just show up.
Okay. I just thought that.
He's on the management team of the Austin-PPI. I'm meeting with him on Friday morning, and Carolyn Smith and Mark Hartnett and me, and we're planning the November program. Okay, and Jay is, I think the efficient way to move is just to notice that there's a need, and that you have an answer or a solution, and allow the energy of the situation to bring forth the way that this can be most efficiently manifested for you. Okay?
Yeah. Speaking of introducing people to our work, one day I was kind of thinking about how could we use the chatbots constructively, and I realized one of our challenges is how do we make the leap from nature connection to estate planning? Like, okay, that's a bit of a leap. So just on a lark, I went over to ChatGPT and I said, can you write an article about how nature connection can enhance families' well-being and thus enhance their legacy and estate planning? And would you provide citations of studies that back it up? And it did it in one fell swoop. And the first study that it cited was one of the people who was on the panel at Esalen with Shauna Shapiro. It was like, okay.
Yeah. So,
But yeah, it's so much fun. If I haven't, shared Chat GPT with you, I don't recall if we've been over it at all. See, if you want to connect Otter to Zoom or anything else on the computer, you go to Chat GPT and you just say, how can I connect Otter to Zoom to have it dial into meetings? Be as specific as you can. It'll just write out the steps for you and you're done. And that's your guru. That's your mentor. I mean, people are great.
ChatGPT. Okay.
So I did, yeah, I've been doing this with a lot of my colleagues and a couple of authors to give them ideas about marketing their books and blog post suggestions. And oh man, it's just wild. So actually, I was looking at how to reconnect ChatGPT, Otter to Zoom today, and I went to ChatGPT for an answer for that, and it spit it right out. I haven't had time to do it, but I'd be happy to share some of that with you. Shauna said, well, if we do that, how long do you think it'll take? I said, well, we could do it in 15 minutes. I can get you off and running. Half an hour, an hour. She said, well, let's do 15 minutes. She's always on the run. And that's all you really need, because once you learn how to talk to it, it will answer all of your questions or act as a coach. It'll start to train you and you can ask questions interactively. It's just so
Can it help me keep up with the billing time that I'm creating?
oh my God, it could do anything you want. I don't know the best way to do it, but we could even ask it what the best way to do it is. An easy way, or which programs are the best ones. I'm looking to have it do manual tasks on the computer, like going into a client meeting. So set up a Zoom call, put it in the calendar, email the client, remind the client.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, just have it do all of that. Because you can even ask it like, okay, I've got this business idea to, I don't know what, sell pictures of flowers online. Can you help me create a business, think of a title for the business, create a logo, set up the website? Unbelievable.
I bet it could do things like these flow charts.
Oh man, yeah.
I'll bet that would be I can't you can't even begin to learn to do that in the eye-hand coordination to do this is beyond me. And I need little charts. I'll bet this thing could make charts. Anyway,
it sure can. If you'd like me to, I would be glad to make a return appearance to get people going on chatbots, because I think that's going to put people miles ahead in their work, like things that would take a whole day or like 5 minutes. And it's not that you turn to it as a guru, you turn to it as a helper that helps you generate ideas and bring thoughts together and does some of the manual knowledge work. but the wisdom, you've got a still right herd on it. So it's not like you're giving anything away. You're just getting helper.
Let me tell you, I've just had, I'm just giving you unedited what comes to me. I thought of this the other day, and you're one of the few people I think that I can say to you think it's right. In the past, until AI, okay, all of the technology that's come forward to assist attorneys in the practice of law, all it has done is created a finer granularization of what it is we're doing. It has really saved time. Okay. Oh, the steps that it's eliminated have been replaced by other steps that have replaced the time that you would have spent on it. And family comes to you for a will, powers of attorney, and all that. It was 8 or 10 hours in 1960. It was 8 or 10 hours in 2021. Okay. Now, what you get out in 2021 is a book, this thick that you can, and what you dealt with in 1960 was 20 pages maybe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The problems you were solving are exactly the same and take the lawyer the same amount of time to do it. Okay. What's different about AI is we're now dealing with a machine that's smarter than we are. Okay. So we're now talking about being replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The prior technology, we've really been smarter than the computers. Okay, so we could take what they bring us and add something to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think now we're at a place where the machine is smarter than we are, and we don't really have anything to add to what it can do in terms of the technical jobs it's doing for us. Okay. What does that leave?
The human side.
Yeah. Okay. So it seems to me that attorneys that aren't paying attention to this are not going to have much to do. And this is 5 years, this is, when I think you and me asked it to write a will one time when we were talking together.
Oh, yeah.
Really was poor. Nobody would want, but it was eerie. It got enough right that you could see that anybody who really cared, wanted to spend a little time with it, could get that fixed, and somebody will. Okay. Mm-hmm. Or they'll finally get enough data into the machine that it can work it. So the very most advanced, sophisticated papers you can dream of, okay, are going to be commonplace, it seems to me. And it seems to me the difference is we're now dealing with a machine that's as smart as we are, and we have not had that experience in the past. What do you think?
Oh, I'm totally in agreement.
Okay.
And it's going to be different experiences for different people because we'll come at it differently and we'll discover things, individually, and companies and so on. But for things like discovery and going through a lot of documents, things like that, where you can just query, and to be super thorough, you'd probably have a human go through it, but for the most part, it's pretty good at that. So, and I'm looking at financial planners. If we're just about numbers, we're toast.
Much stronger position to be in nature, Peter.
Exactly. It's so serendipitous, and with the needs for people to be able to get along, and mental health crisis and loneliness, and I just tingle, thinking about it.
But let me give you a tingle. I think this is that I've got 4 words that I think are going to get on the other side of AI. Okay, that
Good.
we have to begin becoming sensitive to and using: synchronicity, synergy, serendipity, and spontaneity.
That's fantastic. Synchronicity, synergy, serendipity, and
Spontaneity. And then the one that doesn't begin with S is collaboration, with a capital C.
yes, with a capital C.
Now, you can argue about what's the difference between synchronicity and serendipity, maybe, you know, but I know a difference. And, you know, and synergy, you kind of know what spontaneity is.
Yeah, I like to plan my spontaneity personally.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, you know, no, we can, Peter. That's the point. You know, we can structure things so that spontaneity is more likely to occur. Okay, we can be rested. We can be not stressed. We can be in a state that's receptive. Okay,
Yes.
so and each of these are things that we can do. You know, there's some doingness to it. It is tapping into energy that's out there, and like gravity or light you can't see, infrared or ultraviolet, or sounds you can't hear. And we're bringing this into play and interaction with people. And this is what's left, okay, for us to become adept at. Once somebody else can run the spreadsheets in your world, or, you know, create the documents in my world, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What is left for us, you and me, to bring to the table for people? And accessing, I guess is the right word, accessing the domains that those words represent is the future of I think, being compensated in, and I think that's holy ground. There's nothing wrong with, you know, it's in fact essential to allow financial energy to track the spiritual energy, or it is a spiritual energy, to get this going in the same direction, is what I think we're trying to do. And to see it as anything other than a spiritual dynamic is to demean it. And
yeah, you wouldn't even be able to reach those states without some kind of, it's beyond emotions.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's something out
Yes,
there.
that's beyond emotions. It is another reality out there, and you don't have. It's not magic. It's not. It just is. I mean, it just is there. It's like gravity. You don't know what's you
That's
know.
right.
You know, we work in we live in a world where gravity is assumed, and you don't think about it. And I think the energies that enable us to relate to others effectively, to know what others need, to shift the dynamics of the way people relate to various aspects of their life, including financial wealth, can be addressed much more readily through the portals that I have described to you than through what the AI will generate for us that we don't, that everybody's paying us for now.
You and I belong to the same church, my brother. I love your thinking, and it's exactly.
Yeah. If you can get this written down, I mean, I just really, if there's a little AI thing will give it back to us, I would love it, because I can think it, I can't write it down.
Yeah, the hardest part always for me is when I'm starting on a project or I'm picking it up again, like, where do I even start? And then it gives me this initial boost, and then I'm cooking. I don't know if I can resist it, but it's okay with me if we go past 2:30, but I'd like to oh gosh, I got a couple things to share with you. You and I there's so much energy, you don't even know what to do with it. Number one, the nature work that John brings, I've taken classes with his mentor as well. And he put it really simply. He said, physical reality, it's important, it's real, but the spiritual side is just as important. And with the two of them together, you've got some power going, but with only one, you don't. And that gets deep into woo-woo stuff, so I won't go there. But it's in our language, it's in everything we do. And one of our tenets is that we're all born with this. We're not teaching anybody anything. We're allowing them to tap into it and get energy from it. And that the natural state that we reach when our needs are met in connection and safety and respect and listening are people who have energy and vitality, people who have empathy, that people have creativity, they have a willingness to be helpful. All these things kind of are fruits of the vine, if you will. But I'd like to bring up ChatGPT and play a couple games with it. And then if you want to set a time just for you and me and or with your Austin group,
we're meeting on Friday morning, day after tomorrow, to plan the February program.
Mm-hmm.
And I created this thing, and whatever, if I say let's do it, they probably will say let's do it, unless somebody has another thought. I think I'm taken with its relevance right now. And I was talking to two people yesterday, a really advanced financial advisor and a CPA in a really advanced family meeting session. I mean, these are all people who could join this conversation, and you and I wouldn't miss a beat. Okay. I asked them about what they were doing with Otter and AI, and both of their little eyes just kind of, they don't. And
oh my God.
I can't believe I know more about it than they do, and so I think this is timely, and I'll two of the people are, well, I mean, when I meet somebody that I'm working with, I just tell them that they join Austin-PPI. Probably 2/3 of the people are not members of PPI. They're people I know here in Austin that are available for enlightened conversation around financial wealth. And they don't know where else to go, and they love it. Okay.
Awesome.
So anyway, they may both be available to join and hear you do this. So it'll be the third Thursday. Can Otter or somebody tell you what that is and see if you're available?
I've got my calendar right here. Third Thursday of November. I think you were talking about.
It's pretty early in the month. Yeah. It's like the 16th or 15th.
Yep, it's the 16th.
All right.
I'm completely open that day right
Okay,
now.
well, let's see if we can do that. And that will put you in touch. If Jay comes to that meeting, you'll see him there. He'll be aware of your presentation anyway, because I'm going to tell him about it on Friday. Okay, so that's sort of
I'm there, you know. It's when we reach out, we are creating opportunities for synchronicity to show up. And it would be so easy to write a description of this that, you know, you've heard about it, but if you haven't used it, you have no idea how powerful it is. And it can boost your well-being and your productivity to the moon. Like all of a sudden you are 4 people instead of 1. And you have to know how to use it and which tool, you know, there's lots of different applications and so on. But once you even know how to get in there and ask it a question, then you're all set, because it'll help you find everything else. But right now, I want to bring it up and do a couple of things with you. Like,
I need to go pretty close to 4:30. I've got another call backed up at 4:30. I can be 5 minutes or a little late. It's not a Zoom call, and I'm not. But I got to show up and be bright.
Well, that's fine, and you and I can meet.
Yeah, we can catch up. We're
time.
This isn't the only time we'll.
So
we have covered a tremendous amount of ground, Peter.
Yeah, we have. Thank you.
It may be that this is there anything, what else do you?
I'll show you what I'm thinking here. You can see my screen, I assume.
I see you, I don't see your screen yet.
Okay, it says I'm sharing my screen.
Well, let me see if, am I doing anything? Let me get out of, cancel, get out of the, well, are you still there?
I am.
All right, I just gotta,
okay,
now, I've got open the chat box, and that may be what's blocking it.
Oh, you don't have it open. I have it open.
Well,
you are looking at my screen. I'm gonna move that down, and all of a sudden you see it move. No.
Just a second. Now it's gone. Okay, now show me your screen.
Okay, you should be seeing it right now. If you're in your Zoom.
Okay, I'm not. The chat box thing has gone down the side.
Okay.
And it's just you and me.
I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment, and then I'm going to come back into it. So right now you should see me larger, and it should make me smaller and make my screen big when I connect.
Yeah, no, you're just like you've been the whole time now.
Do you see me?
Yeah, you're exactly on the left half of my screen. I can put up 2 screens. I've turned one off to get the light off, but let me turn on another screen. This doesn't usually work on 2 screens, but let's see what I've got here. Well, okay. So what is this? Chat GPT Plus?
Yeah.
All right.
Also, here are my.
There it is. Now there are your pictures. Okay, so I'm just on another screen. Okay.
So here's I want to do like 3 experiments with Chat GPT. So the first one is write a description of, or write a proposal for, well, how about an invitation for interdisciplinary professionals to attend you have monthly meetings?
Yes.
You do. Potential of AI and chatbots.
Oh, I was saying this chat box.
For attorneys, financial professionals, mental health pros, etc. Or what did we say, it was November 16th? Maybe I should say the threat and potential. Do it this way. The more precise you are, the better the results. What time do you guys meet?
Noon till 1:30 Central Standard Time.
Central Standard Time. The name of the group is you call it the
Austin-PPI.
perfect. Oops. Yeah, well, I have the automatic extension of my typing, which drives me crazy, but actually I'll leave it because that's not worth fussing over. Please make it and make the description inspiring and also create a title. I don't know what we're going to come up with, but I just thought this might be fun to do. Navigating digital frontiers, harnessing AI and chatbots in professional practice. Cordially invite you to the upcoming monthly gathering, Austin Personal Learning. Uniquely designed to foster insightful dialogues at the confluence of artificial intelligence, chatbot technology, and diverse professional practices. Okay, they're talking, it's gone ahead and assumed something that's not true. It says our gathering aims to create a vibrant, interdisciplinary platform where attorneys, financial consultants, and so on can come together. Well, you're already doing that, so you could edit that. Engaging presentations, panel discussions, you can edit it as you see fit. But, you know, it's a kickstart for things. I'm going to copy that after our call, which is easy to do, and send it. And I'll do it right now, actually. Just press this button, create an email. And while I'm doing this,
your whole screen.
yeah, I didn't hide anything. So here you go. Just paste that right in here. You talked about your flow charts and so on. Very important. You can actually go as far as to just sketch a diagram of what your project is in terms of creating an app for the iPhone and, you know, whatever. And it will create the program based on a sketch and make it a workable program. Do all the everything. It's crazy out there. I'm just going to call this agenda, and you can experiment with that or edit that or whatever. Now I'm going to create another chat, and I'm going to go down here to Dolly 3, and I'm going to say create a logo for a professional. I still want to say interdisciplinary. Professional
Group of financial professionals.
Law, finance, mental health, all Austin PPI. It's not giving me a chance to do anything. It just wants to do that, so whatever. I should just turn off that auto typing because most of the time I don't want it. I'll make it PPP instead just because I'm just doing a demo. What symbol would we like to have? Maybe wings or?
Well, ask it what would be a good symbol.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. Now you got it.
What would be a good pictorial representation?
Incorporate any symbol that you think would be a good representation. And I should say the group works on legacy or family legacy group.
Family financial legacy. Well, no, it works on financial legacy and well-being.
Thank you. I did this the other day for John, and it came up with something so nice. I've been using it a lot, and I only did one iteration of it. But this is a plug. When you pay $20 a month for ChatGPT Plus, you get a whole bunch of, it can actually read graphics. It can create charts, it can do all kinds of things now. It's multimodal. I don't know if it works with sounds yet, but I know it works with images and stuff like that. It can tell you what's going on in an image. Okay. Oh, that lower right one is not too shabby.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm talking about. Mm.
Wow. Look, it put the heart in it.
Oh my God, I've got chills. I love this one with the gavel and the piggy banks.
They put a heart in that one, and you got
and a shield. But this one's really intriguing because it looks 3D. It's this one actually. Oh, so can it do charts? Yeah, I think so. Like pretty easily. And you can use it in conjunction with other programs. So the other thing I did was I went to ChatGPT and I said, by the way, you can search the web in real time now with Bing. You can do advanced data analysis, just chunks of data, and it'll tell you what it's saying to you. you can use other plugins to make videos and stuff like that. And this is the images. But I just want to know how to do something on the computer right now. So I'm going to say, I want a real-time answer. How can I connect Otter.ai to Zoom? So so to transcribe meetings. Give me all the steps. This takes a little longer to go out and browse the web, but only a minute or two. So yeah, I'd be so thrilled to do this with your folks.
Okay, and it has the opportunity to break out into what we want to do is have, time for interactive breakout sessions of 3 to 4 people each. So you structure this so that there are 4 modules, maybe 10 minutes of presentation, 10 minutes of group. Then we can come back, get another 10 minutes and shuffle the groups and go away again for 10 minutes, so that the way you get to meet people in this is through the interactive. It's not a lecture as much as it is an opportunity to reflect on how might this information impact my practice.
In one of the breakouts, you could have them talk about what their concerns about the technology are and what they would love to accomplish with it.
Absolutely. What will this do to your practice? I mean, just, think about you want about an equal amount of time or maybe more for a group chat, and then when the groups come back, they share. What did our group do? What did your group do? Then we get more information and come back and share what did our group do, what did your group do. So, I mean, if you had 30 minutes of information and an hour of time allocated to back and forth, you would have people jumping over chairs and it's the implication of this rather than teaching them to do it. Okay, creating a desire to know more about it and why is this important to you? What difference does it make? Now, you have a rare insight into that.
I'm a geek.
Well, okay, but you have a rare insight into this as a financial advisor who cares about people.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You were over here, remember our bell curve, you were in the 3rd standard deviation.
99th percentile.
Like the rest of us, and we're lonely unless we're able to fish in a much bigger pool than our local communities. And that's what PPI offers. And so although we're 1% or less of the people who are financial and attorneys and all this, in the whole pool, that's actually quite a few people, okay? But as a function of the average, it's just not average. It's very unique and on the edge, and we need to support each other. And as we do that, we're going to move into the 2nd standard deviation, okay, and maybe even the 1st standard deviation. And there are clients out there who are tracking this same configuration themselves. The ones that are interested are rare birds, and
okay.
They don't have anywhere to go. Okay, there's anybody to serve them. Okay, and so we're, this is a self-sustaining proposition if we give it a chance. You don't have to get other people to agree with you. You just have to get the people that are already there,
Well, we'll dangle a few sweets or carrots in front of them, and
Yeah.
that's all you can do, leading the horse. You could even say, send David or send me the kinds of questions you have about AI, and we'll do our best to
Yeah.
address those
Well,
during the meeting.
But I need to get on to my meeting next, but I think this is a creative, wonderful opportunity. And I can tell you Friday after we're meeting, I think at 10:30 Friday morning by Zoom. Well, I don't have, I don't have it in my calendar. I believe it's Friday. Thus my, and whenever it is, I'll get back, I'll let you know when it is. When we hang up here, I'll find it. And I'll communicate with you very shortly thereafter. Your willingness to serve us in this way would be a blessing. And I think you are in the field of creating synchronicity out of the synergy that you're bringing to us.
I want to take your 4 or 5 words and put them into
Let's see
chatbot
what
and
you
see
get
what
on
what if it would write an article for us.
that.
That would be fun.
Well, I actually know a little bit about synchronicity and serendipity. Synergy, I just picked, I don't know what that, I mean, I don't know any more about that. And spontaneity, I don't know any more than that than you do about that. But synchronicity and serendipity are special.
They
energies
are.
in the world. And I have been blessed to be touched by them. As have we all. I would say I have been blessed to notice that I have been touched by them.
Tom Brown, who was John's mentor, said, "Spirit speaks to us in signs and symbols," which is your synchronicity stuff. I'd love to explore that sometime. That would be I've kind of wondered, because it always shows up at PPI, but you need to go. So
yeah. So we'll do more later. This is fine. Let's let this stew around, and we'll be guided by the insights that occur to us as we sleep and as we allow this to reflect back and forth in our spirits. Okay.
We'll rely on some synchronicity and synergy, serendipity, and spontaneity.
Absolutely. A beautiful day to you, my friend.
And the same to you. So much fun. Bye-bye. Talk to you soon. Okay. And